think so.
Hey guys, welcome back to Coffee with Karla. My name is Karla Jordan and we're here to chit chat and talk about everything and anything. In today's episode, I have a very special guest. My husband, Jeff Jordan, who's a fitness trainer and a life coach. Yeah, welcome to my channel.
Great to be here.
Why don't we start with you telling us what you do for a living?
Well, I run my own fitness company. I actually do like a outdoor fitness program at the beach. That is my group environment. And then I also work with a lot of one-on-one clients.
Right.
Also with fitness training, nutritional guidance. Also do some body work, massage, stuff like that to fix physical issues.
Yeah.
And then I also have what people would call like a life coaching type business.
Yes.
That I integrate.
How do you
nutrition.
integrate the fitness and the life coaching?
Well, you kill two birds with one stone. You're working out, and then you're talking about life and talking about yourself, and giving them the right perspective, the right guidance to make them happier, healthier, etc.
So what would you say is the number one reason why people come to you as a fitness trainer, I guess?
All right, so the number one reason people come to me is word of mouth.
Okay.
They hear from somebody else that what I do is fun, made them feel better, their life got better, they got in better shape, they lost a little weight, they got stronger, etc., etc., etc. So I've been doing this a long time, so I have a pretty solid word of mouth network, and that's honestly why most people come to me.
Okay.
Now, people have the typical things. I'd like to feel better, I'd like to get stronger, I would like to have, lose some weight.
Yeah.
All the standard stuff that you hear from people.
Have you ever gotten a client that just comes to you for the only sake to be happier in life?
No, I don't think many people think, I think they see getting in better shape, maybe losing some weight as a means to being happier, but they don't come specifically. I think everybody does anything in life to try to maybe become happier.
True.
But they don't necessarily see that as the reason they're coming to me. They see like, if I lose some weight, I'll be happier. If I get stronger, I'll be happier.
Yeah, I guess we relate.
Which is semi-true, but not totally true.
No?
That people will, just because you lose some weight, it's not necessarily going to make you happier.
Right. You can be in the perfect program and still be unhappy.
Yes, 100%.
Yes. Basically, you integrate the whole person.
Yes, so when people come to me, unbeknownst to them, most people think they're coming just to have a physical trainer and somebody who can help them with strength, mobility, conditioning, all the standard fitness stuff. Unbeknownst to many of them, I am also going to work on their mind.
That's pretty cool.
And then those that I feel are ready, then we enter into a space where not only are we working on the physical, but at the same time we're tackling the mental game of life.
You can look at the camera as well.
All right, I can look at the camera.
Yes, they're here with us. They're having coffee with us.
I'm used to talking to her.
Yes, so that's pretty cool. Without them knowing, you start to work in their mind and their, thoughts and how that works. And
so generally, when I start with anybody, it tends to be if they're ready if I perceive they're ready to enter into a mental game too, I will immediately throw the whole thing. If not, when I start with somebody, it's more of a covert mission to work on the mind while I work on the body, and then it becomes an overt mission later on when they're ready to look at just the mental game.
And that's probably better for the client too, that they don't actually know what's really happening. That way they don't have time to think about it, right? They're just going with the flow. They think they're only training, but while talking to you, you're maneuvering into other areas.
Absolutely.
Right?
I mean, any good, if you're working with a great teacher, a great coach, anything that you're learning, whether it's mathematics, history, physical fitness, if you're working with someone who's a good teacher and a good guide, then they should be working on integrating all those elements into what they're doing.
True.
My favorite teachers are always the ones that didn't just help me learn the topic, but kind of were able to apply the topic to life.
True.
So, yeah.
And where do you train?
Well, I train lots of different places. I train at the beach. I train at the beach with my group right in Santa Monica there, and that's really cool because we do early morning sunrise workouts. You're outside.
I'm not a morning person.
Yeah, she shows up sometimes. Everyone's always asking where she's at.
I know. I'm I'm at home sleeping.
But 90% what I do is open air environment. So it's either outside or it's at somebody's house and we have a cool garage door set up, or we literally train outside in their lawn or in their driveway. I have found that working out outside, if possible, or with some sort of open environment, not an enclosed area, it's just way better.
Yes.
It's way more inspiring. It's just being trapped inside of a building with artificial lighting. It just doesn't lend itself well to activity. That's been my experience.
So there's way more benefits to training outside natural light.
Yes. Yeah. Some sort of natural airflow. I actually enjoy that CrossFit kind of introduced. You know, I don't always agree with their programming and stuff like that. I like them, but I like that they kind of created warehouse spaces where they have big garage doors and they would go inside and outside. Because I understand that if you're running a gym, you do need an internal part just to keep the equipment and stuff like that, right?
Yes.
But I like the fact that they have big open doors at a lot of them. Not all of them, but a lot of them have big open garage doors, and the air's coming in, the light's coming in. You're able to run outside. It's much more real, much more grounded. So.
And the beautiful thing about your program is that you're at the beach, you're looking at the water, open air, sunlight.
Fresh sunlight, fresh air.
Natural environment, that's great.
Which is, if you're talking about the mental aspect of life too, that's a huge game changer for the mind. You're getting out, you're seeing the sunrise, you're seeing the ocean, the environment is slightly different every day, the temperature is slightly different, the weather is slightly different every day, and these are all things that are really good for you.
Yeah. And what would be your number one tip for somebody that doesn't like to work out, for them to actually stick to your program?
Are we talking about you?
Yes. Yes, I need all the guidance.
Well.
No, I'm kidding. I do like to work out now. That changed, but.
So the biggest problem when it comes to, like, if you're a person that doesn't like to work out, the biggest problem people have when if they don't like to work out is there's a huge gap between where people think they should be and then getting there.
Yes, yeah.
So the first thing you gotta do when it comes to working out, no matter who you are, is you've got to slow down. And what I mean by that is you gotta slow your mind down. You don't wanna rush your fitness journey. You gotta slow it down, take your time, accept wherever you're at, and the biggest thing is you just gotta show up. And when you show up, slow down. Mm-hmm. It's not a big deal. Lift light weights to start. It doesn't matter if you're the worst athlete in the world. Just do what you can and don't rush the process.
Okay. Because I used to do that. I used to show up stressed out
because
I didn't want to work out, so I'm already in my brain like, oh, what am I doing here? I don't want to do it. I got out of bed. Where's my coffee?
Well, there's also the element that most people that are working out aren't working out for the right reasons. They're not doing it solely for themselves. They're doing it because maybe they want to appear better, or they're embarrassed because maybe they can't keep up with some of the people that are really fit there. When you go to work out, you go to work out only for yourself, not to impress anybody, not to prove anything. This is your life, your deal. You go and you take your time and you do what you need to do to get it right. And you take it slow. That way you start to enjoy it, because the reality is working out initially is not going to feel like a great joy for most people.
Yes, yeah.
But if there's no pressure,
that's
the
true.
only pressure you have to have is you got to show up.
Yeah.
That's it. You just got to show up, and then the rest will take care of itself.
To your point, I feel like by eliminating all the other reasons and just focusing it on yourself, you're shutting down all the nonsense in your brain.
The external noise, yeah.
And you're actually in the present moment, and you get to play and enjoy and actually work out and get a benefit out of that.
So this is going to seem a bit like an advertisement right now. But if you really dislike working out, the other thing I really recommend, you find either a great community to be a part of that will be encouraging, fun to be around. I mean, that's my morning group. It's a community-based workout. Or you find a really good fitness trainer. Find someone you like. Find somebody that's going to show up, make sure you're there, keep you accountable. And let's face it, when you invest some money, you are much more likely to show up. But you need other people to kind of keep that motivation, whether it be a trainer or a community or something like that. If you just join a gym and you hate working out, no.
It's not going to last.
Not going to happen. You're not going to stick. If you buy home fitness equipment and you're not a motivated person, if you're just not naturally motivated, you're probably not going to stick with it. So.
Do you think it's a personality thing? For example.
Yes, of course.
It is?
Yeah, 100%.
So there's driven people, and then there's people that just, I don't know, not focus on that as much, or.
Yeah, 100%.
Because for you,
but personality is shaped over time. Personality changes.
Yes.
So yeah, but wherever you're at in your journey in life, like if you hate working out, it's relative to your personality and what's going on in your life, what your priorities are, stuff like that.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean in 3 years that it's not going to be a part of your personality to actually work out.
True. Yeah.
That's why you just show up, you take your time, you go slow. If you just commit 3 times a week to showing up, and you do that for 1 year, it will start to become a part of your life.
Yeah.
And it will be something that you go from hating to slowly craving. Yes. And then when you go too long without it, you'll be like, oh gosh, I need to get moving again.
Yeah.
So.
I agree. It does get easier. Took me a while, but it got easier.
She has an in-house trainer.
I know, I'm a lucky one. No, I should say you're the lucky one. You get to work
I get
with
to sharpen
me.
my skills.
Yes, exactly. I'm your best trainer.
That's right. My best trainee.
No,
and therefore my best trainer.
I'm training you to train people. All right, let's talk about trends. There's a million options these days out there about, getting in shape, and you get also a million ads about everything. So even that alone can become stressful. Like the thought of it, because we have so much information and so many things you can possibly do, that alone becomes stressful because it's all up here.
Yeah.
So what is your take on all these trends? Do they work? Do they not work? What do you recommend is best?
Okay, yes, there are a lot of avenues to go in fitness. Obviously, you have everything from yoga to Pilates to CrossFit to HIIT training classes. You have your equinoxes. You have tons of different modes. Honestly, you gotta kind of go test them out and see what's right for you at that time.
Yeah.
Now, if you take something like Pilates is very popular, especially amongst, I would say, 30 and 40 and 50-year-old women tend to gravitate towards Pilates. Not exactly sure why, but that's just what has happened. Pilates can be great for a lot of people, but it's limited. Mm-hmm. It can help improve function, it can help improve core strength, but it's not going to make you a supreme athlete ready to take on athletic endeavors. Okay, it's not designed that way. Pilates was originally a form of rehab. Okay, so you kind of got to know what you're getting into. Do a little research. Yoga is actually more traditionally, it was a spiritual practice, a meditative practice, and there were originally only 5 poses. There weren't 200. And when people get into kind of intense forms of yoga where they're trying to build strength, you're not really doing yoga anymore. You've moved into bodyweight calisthenics. Which is a form of like gymnastic style training, push-ups, stuff like that. But they're doing it, by holding different poses. So there's a ton of different avenues. I would say for anybody, the main thing is you need to be doing some form of resistance training. So some sort of lifting of weights or using your body weight, pull-ups, push-ups, stuff like that. You need to be walking. All right, walking is a big one. Walking is one of the most underrated things you can do to get in shape.
Sure.
And it's good to get out and do a sprint and everything, but there's a lot of different avenues. You really got to just go and find what's right for you. I always try to push people towards more of a functional fitness environment. Something that's not just going to get you in shape, but it's going to teach you how to use your body, and not on a machine or a reformer, but use your body in relation to the environment. So picking up weights from the ground, putting things over your head, climbing things.
Picking up your baby.
You got it. All the things that everyday life can throw at you.
Yeah.
And those things seem meaningless in today's world, but they're not, because everybody I work with, when they get functionally stronger, they feel better in every capacity of their life. They feel more confident, their posture's better, they have less pain in their body. So, I always try to push people towards something that's functional, something that's real, mimics real movement, real behavior.
So functional training is what prepares you for all aspects of life.
Yeah, absolutely. And it prepares you for athletic endeavors.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And that involves what? Involves weights, involves cardio.
Yeah, you could be using dumbbells as a form of resistance training, kettlebells, barbells. Main thing at that point is that you know how to use them properly, and you're learning your form, and you're learning how to use your body. Yeah, there's dumbbells, bodyweight calisthenics again, things like push-ups, sit-ups, bodyweight squats, lunges, practicing jumping, plyometric jumping, stuff like that. All that kind of stuff is gonna crawl.
And I know your program is basically famous for incorporating everything.
Yes.
You somehow managed to incorporate weights, cardio, all these things that we just mentioned, but you have a way to not only putting it together, but also making sure that the body never adapts to it, so that you're constantly progressing.
All right, now we're taking people down the rabbit hole here.
Okay.
All right, so what she's talking about is I do all-encompassing fitness program where we focus on strength, power, and conditioning. So strength is, we do things like presses and pull-ups and chin-ups and kind of all your standard. We do, lunges with kettlebells. We do squats with kettlebells. We curl dumbbells, all that kind of stuff. All your standard stuff that's going to build strength in the muscles, which is really important for maintaining posture and for aging really well. If you want to age well, you need resistance training to keep your muscles strong, your muscles keep you young. The second thing we do is power training, so that's explosiveness. That's something that's going to get your heart rate way up, but also require your muscles to explode. So things like sprinting, kettlebell front swings, jumping up onto a box, all that kind of stuff. And then we do basic conditioning, jump rope, doing a little running here. So we're developing all aspects of your physicality.
Yeah.
Some people would call it general physical preparedness.
Yeah.
So in other words, you are physically prepared to take on anything that life might throw on you. Whether you have to climb something, or you have to be able to carry something, or you have to be able to run, you're ready to do all those things. Whereas Pilates is going to prepare you to be on a Pilates reformer and maybe build some strength so that it's applicable in other places of life, but it's not a direct connect.
Yeah.
I like to call it combat ready.
Combat ready?
Yeah, combat ready.
Was it inspired within the Army or?
Yeah, definitely. It was influenced by stuff I saw in the military. CrossFit, what I like about them is they do a lot of functional stuff. I think their programming can be a little crazy at times, but it's functional, it's real.
Yes.
It's,
Yeah, that's important. Knowing how to use your body, it sounds so basic, and we all think we know, but I remember almost like 12 years ago when I first did my first functional training, I could not believe how, one, out of shape I was, and two, how little did I know about my body.
Yep.
Like just how to do a proper squat. I was like, yeah, I got this. And then you get low and you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty cool to
90% of people that I meet, I ask them to squat without giving them any guidance.
Yeah.
Because I want to see what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And it's 90% of the time, it's not good.
Yes.
So, and that's basic, very basic human movement.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's funny because if I think about one piece of equipment that really, to me, teaches people how to use their body, it's the kettlebell.
Okay. Yeah, you always talk about it.
It's just, you have to learn to use your hips. All power in your body starts in the hips. I mean, your core transfers energy, but your hips are your engine. It's like, if you're gonna jump, you're exploding from the hips.
Yeah.
You can name it. Even if you're trying to climb and stuff, you're doing a pull-up, your hips have to engage. They start to help to lift your lower body.
Yes.
If you're desperate to get up on something, you can't. You tend to try to power with your hips to create power and energy.
Yes.
And kettlebells, you have to learn how to use your hips right.
True.
Yeah.
And it's the center.
Yeah, and it's an amazing piece of equipment for building strength, functionality, conditioning, power. It's really, I couldn't, in terms of functionality, in terms of the return you're going to get, kettlebell's amazing, so.
All right,
Yeah.
So get yourself some kettlebells. All right, so we got the fitness part of it. Let's transfer into the I guess, mind part of it. Because you say when you are working with your clients, you're helping them train and work out and stay healthy, but at the same time you start to work with their mind.
Yeah. I mean,
how do you connect the two?
Everything in life you're working with someone's mind.
Yes.
But what I mean is, what I really want to do with people is I want to get their mind and their body working in sync, connected.
Okay.
Not against each other, but working together in the right way to mutually benefit. Like I tell people all the time, like your mind and your body are two different people. They're not the same person. And they rarely agree with each other, okay? So
mind is telling you one thing and the body's telling you
body's telling you another.
Okay.
And sometimes it's very hard to tell which one's telling you what.
True.
All right?
Yeah.
If the mind is down, naturally you're going to be like, no, I don't want to do anything with my body.
Right. Yeah.
And yet, everybody I know, if they're down, if they exercise,
yes,
they feel great after.
True.
So the mind is going, no, I don't want to, I don't feel right now. So it almost feels like the body's down, but that's actually the mind putting the body down.
Oh, okay.
If you actually go and you just start doing this stuff.
Yeah.
I experience this myself. I have some days where I'm like, and then I just slow down. Mm-hmm. I just start my workout slowly. Usually within 5 or 10 minutes, feeling good.
Yeah.
I've already, whatever was going on is already making its way out. Yeah. And by the end, I feel great. I feel light, the mind feels free, body feels fresh, it feels loose, it feels, strengthened. And yeah.
So the mind has power over the body?
Well, and vice versa.
And vice versa?
And vice versa. We want to connect the mind and the body. And what does this really mean? It means to get a person so that they are flowing. In other words, all right, so when a lot of people go to work out, the reasons why they're working out, and I would say the vast majority of the time, are not the best reasons, especially when people are young. You find this with a lot of people in their 20s and their 30s. They are working out to try to make themselves better.
Okay.
So there's an element of I'm not good enough.
Yeah. And
I am working out to make myself more valuable, make myself better. Mm-hmm. So it actually comes from a form of self-hatred. And that's not, but it's not where we want to be operating from. Because this is when people try to push too hard, too fast. They burn out, they get injured, or they're pushing so hard, they have that initial go, like that 1 or 2 week go, but they're trying to make this leap. And it's just too hard.
Yeah.
It's just too big of a leap. They're trying to get to a place that they need to go slow and steady.
Okay.
So the first thing, like when people come and they want to train with me, it's all right, let's take it one day at a time.
Yes.
We got to go slow. And we got to get their mind to calm down. People are like, I want to lose 20 pounds. I'm like, yo, chill out. Let's just learn how to squat first.
Why don't you just show up tomorrow? And then
yeah, that's it. And unfortunately, it's meant to be not this speedy process. It's meant to be a slow process. Actually, the more you're willing a person is to slowing down, the faster they're actually going to get to their destination.
Oh, that's interesting.
Okay? But that means you got to get their mind in the right place.
Yes.
And
it's hard to slow down your mind, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and you're competing with priorities. People have kids, they have a job, they have all these perceived responsibilities and obligations that they very often stack above themselves. So they're last in line.
Okay.
So the first thing I do is I got to make them feel okay to be more selfish.
Yes.
To put themselves first.
Okay.
Not their wife.
Yeah.
Not their wife.
What? No.
Not their children. But they have to feel good about taking time and making time for themselves to take care of themselves.
And not feel guilty.
And it has to be a priority.
Yeah.
So now we're talking about a mental game. Well, yeah, but I have this I have to get done. I have to be here at this time. Okay, well, we got to build a bridge.
Okay.
So let's say a person has a lot of responsibilities at work and with the family and stuff like that. I go, okay, what do we got? We got 30 minutes, 3 times a week. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So we start with 30. Very often when I start with people, I will only see them twice a week for 30 minutes.
Okay.
That's just to get them going.
Yeah.
Once they have that down, okay, now we go to three times.
Yeah.
3 times 30 minutes. Once they have that down, next thing you know, they want to do more. So now we're doing 3 times a week for 45 minutes.
Yes.
Sometimes that becomes an hour. because as they shift their mentality and they realize the importance of taking better care of themselves,
they make more time for themselves.
It just happens, yes.
Yeah, magically they have time all of a sudden.
Yep, the time becomes available, and not only that, but everything else in their life starts to line up and respond to the act of them taking care of themselves.
True.
They start to feel happier, they start to feel more confident, they start making more money at work.
Yes.
So now they have a little more time.
We like that.
They're actually more effective and more efficient because they have more energy, more clarity, and things like family life aren't as burdensome.
Yeah.
And they have more energy for their children, more energy for their spouse, more energy. So by making themselves first, the first number one priority in their life, everyone around them starts benefiting.
Yes.
But the only thing that matters at the end of the day is that they're benefiting.
Yeah.
But this is a big challenge, like to get people to be more selfish, truly selfish, to truly make themselves the center of their own life, and to really center everything around themselves.
That's true.
Is not easy.
No, it's not easy, but what you help them do is they become happier and better and healthier and all these good things, and naturally everything around them benefits from that.
100%.
So if the parent's happy, naturally the child's going to be happy. If you're happy in the office, your mate is going to be happy in the office. So it's almost like it's going to spread out once you put yourself at the top. I like that.
Well, it's as simple as this. If you've been around unhealthy people, they struggle in many aspects of their life to just be happy, to have energy, to have excitement about things. So just that lack of health, you already have less energy for your family, for your friends, for your life, for your work. Whereas the funny thing is, if you take more time committing to yourself and taking care of yourself, well, now you have more energy for everybody. And I've never seen a situation where somebody's happier and everyone around them is not benefiting more.
Yes.
The mission is to sync your health and happiness, because they can't be separated.
And as you like to say, your thoughts are either killing you or making you happier.
Yes.
Yeah.
The way you think is either killing you, literally, or it's making you a happier person.
That is so powerful, though, because it's so true.
This is the part of the mind that people don't understand. Your mind's thoughts don't just have psychological implications, okay? So in other words, it doesn't just stay here.
Okay.
Whatever you're thinking, whatever you're experiencing, whatever you're feeling, all these, whether it's stress or joy, all these kind of things have physiological ramifications. Yeah. So if I'm stressed, my muscles tense up.
Yeah.
All right? It's just what's going to happen.
Yeah.
If I'm depressed, the body literally produces chemicals that are related to depression.
Yeah.
If I'm anxious, it literally produces chemicals related to anxiety.
Yeah.
So the way you think is very important on your physiology. There was a study recently from the University of South Australia, and they tested exercise, therapy, and then medications for anxiety and depression to see which would perform best.
Yeah.
Exercise outperformed them all.
More than therapy.
More than therapy,
so it's
yes.
More efficient.
Well, no, it's that exercise clears out the physiological mess of the mind.
Yes.
So your mind gets stressed, it gets anxious, it gets depressed, it produces chemicals, those go into your body.
Yeah.
Exercise releases tension.
Yes.
So if you've been really tense and you're holding tight, exercise works it out.
If you're depressed, it produces the happy hormone.
Yeah. So it clears the body of the mind's nonsense.
Oh, I love that.
Because the mind has the power to completely alter your physiology.
True.
Yeah.
True.
100%.
And that's where you, as a trainer and as a coach, you connect the dots. You connect the mind and the body so that in sync, you as a person can actually flow.
Yep.
in life and be in the present moment, which I feel like at the end of the day is the goal.
Yeah.
It's the only way to be happy.
Is to be present.
Is to be present.
Well, yeah, that's all that exists.
That's it.
Yeah.
Happiness equals living in the present.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But also,
yeah.
it's not just living in the present. It's having the right perspective, the right disposition, and doing things in the right spirit.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
And that's what I teach people.
I know, which is great. I always think back on a kid. That's all they do. They don't know any better.
Well, they don't need to be taught.
They don't know anything else, so they're living in the moment.
Yes.
And
Children.
what do kids do? Kids play, right?
Yeah. That is ultimately what I'm doing, is I'm taking people back to a more childlike state.
Yes.
Children play, they exercise without thinking about it.
Sure. Running around.
That's really important with exercise. It's gonna feel like a burden at first, but it's really important to get yourself to the place where exercise becomes fun. It becomes a joy. Mm-hmm. People don't believe me sometimes when I say I like working out. They're like, no, there's no way. But I actually really do.
You do.
I do. I look forward to it.
Yeah.
If I'm not feeling it that day, then that just means I slow down more.
Yeah.
And hey, sometimes I start a workout. You've seen me before.
Yeah.
It's rare, but sometimes I start a workout and my body's just like, no, I'm actually tired. Not my mind. My body's like, no, I need a break.
Yeah.
And I just go, okay, it's all good. Take today off. It doesn't matter.
So you're taking the
It's there to serve me. Exercise has to serve you as a person. So you have to develop a relationship to it. You got to learn to listen to your body. You got to learn how to manage your mind.
Yeah.
Because the mind is a war zone.
Yeah.
You got to learn how to manage your mind. You got to have the right perspective. Mm-hmm. And the body, you got to learn how to speak with it, how to communicate with it, because it has a totally different language than the mind.
How to listen to it.
Yeah, the mind is like fear.
Yes.
And the body's pain or pleasure.
Yes.
Okay, now, the way your body gets your attention, the easiest way for it to get your attention, really get your attention, is pain.
Pain.
That's
yes.
right.
It's letting you know, hey, I'm damaged. I need.
Yeah, I mean, largely when you get sick, or you have a disease, or you have any of these things, we always view it as something maybe went wrong with the body. The way I would like people to see it is the body telling you something needs to change.
Yeah.
If you're getting sick all the time, the body's trying to force you to rest.
Okay.
It's taking you and it's saying, hey, I'm not getting enough rest, so I'm going to force you.
Right, because also it's related with stress, right?
Absolutely, 100%. Whenever people get sick, it's always related to stress.
Meaning you need to slow down and rest.
Yeah, and that literally means sometimes doing nothing. That means resting.
Yeah.
You ever notice when people get sick, they end up doing nothing?
Nothing, yeah.
So if they learn to do nothing in their daily life, if they learn to relax every day, if they learn not to rush life, they won't get sick.
Not to rush life. Isn't that?
Yeah, it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's but this is huge, and like when people get diseases and stuff, I mean, it's the body screaming, saying something's not right, something's not lining up, something's wrong either with your relationships, your family life, your work life. It could be all of them.
Yes.
And it usually is.
Yeah.
All of the above.
Right.
And exercise is the thing. Exercise is a tool. It's not the end-all be-all. It's not even necessary if we were living in the right way.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, if we played like children play, we don't need exercise.
Because you're already, as a whole, you're doing it all.
Yeah.
You're laughing, you're
you watch.
running,
I work with kids.
Yeah.
I don't need to get them to do a formal workout. They climb, they swing, they jump, they run, and they do it all without thinking about it.
True.
Okay?
Yes.
Now, for adults, exercise is a tool.
Yeah.
And the more you make the journey to where it is playful, it's fun, and you like feeling your body, you like its capacity, its capabilities. I mean, one of the things I love about working out is I love how capable my body is.
Yes.
I love the athleticism. I love that I can just take on challenges without a problem.
Yeah.
Like,
so that's good.
It's amazing.
That's a good advice. The best way to actually work out, if you don't like to work out specifically, is to see it as play, to see it as a game.
You
You're there
the transition,
to enjoy yourself, and I think like kids. So if play is a key element to it, how do you recommend? What would be your advice to implement more play into your life?
Well, this is where, like, so if you're somebody who struggles to work out, this is where becoming a member of a group, that's where this can be super beneficial, because the playful aspect, and you have to be in the right environment, because you're going to go to some group fitness environments.
I get stressed when there's a lot of people.
Well, but also, if you got to remember, the spirit in which we do things is really important.
Yes.
So if you go to a fitness class and they're all there punishing themselves in order to make their body better, you're never going to feel at ease. It's not going to...
And there's a lot of competition.
It's not going to be flow, yes. There's going to be all the shit that you're trying to escape in the world.
Yes, okay.
In that environment. So you have to find a gym environment or a training environment in which it's actually, you can tell that the trainer, because it all flows from the trainer.
Yes.
Who's ever at the head is determining the feel.
Yeah.
My group environment is extremely relaxed. There's no pressure.
I know, it's the best.
There's no pressure.
Yeah.
If I see a person and they want to push, and I see that they're in a good place to push, then I push them. Mm-hmm. If they're not, they just want to get a good workout in, they want to socialize a little bit, it's all good. Not everybody wants to be ripped. Not everybody wants to be... You got to take people where they're at in their journey.
Yes.
Right?
True.
So there's no pressure to... and the other thing is, there's a lot of other things going on in people's lives. So why am I going to make exercise, which is good for them, feel burdensome?
True.
No, it's got to feel like it's not a burden.
And it does help to have you there, actually, as a reminder.
Absolutely, 100%.
Because you're there to remind people to just keep it easy, just keep playing,
I set the tone.
Time. Yeah, you set the tone.
So like my training environment, when people come and they come worried, I smile. I go, okay, all right, trust me, I have people come and they cry.
Yeah.
You know, they pull me off to the side for 5 minutes, and you know, they're like, well, this is what's going on. I go, it's all good, it's all good. Really take away the burden.
Yeah.
I cannot emphasize enough and how valuable it is in your life to have someone like me.
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
No, I mean it. Like someone to kind of just keep you focused the right way. Somebody who has that strength. Somebody who has that resolve. Somebody who, you know, has the right perspective.
Yes.
It's a game changer.
Yeah.
I'll hear people say like, "Oh, trainers are so expensive," or "This is so expensive," and then they're out drinking $20 cocktails in the week. So finding great people that can support you that way is huge, and invest in them.
Yes. At the end
invest
of the
in
day,
them
investing.
Because they're investing in you. It's like, be willing to put your money where your mouth is and invest. And this is an investment ultimately not in us, but it's an investment in yourself. You know, these days too, with Instagram and all this kind of stuff, I mean, there's so many good trainers. I see them and I know immediately. I watch a video of them, I hear them speak. These are people that understand, and like what's really cool in the fitness industry right now, and what's really exciting is that trainers are almost acting like the frontline doctors of health now. They're not just focused on the workout. They're, hey, we want you to eat better food, healthy food, like real food. When people say healthy food, everyone thinks, ugh, that's the industry. That's the food industry that created terrible healthy food. Yeah. Not real healthy food. Yeah. But these people are all focused on being hearty, healthy, eating real food, like, you know, from the soil to their mouth, like, and they understand that the mind's hugely important. Yeah. And it's really cool. And the word is, you know, you see this across the board. And so surround yourself with these people.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. If you're struggling in life, and this is a super freeing thing to do if you struggle with this, but it's just to say, okay, I'm fucked up. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing in my life. I don't know how to take care of myself. And realize it's no big deal. Wipe the slate clean and just say, okay, I need help, I need guidance, I really don't know what I'm doing, and you will go super fast. It's not easy because we feel the need to appear a certain way. 100%. We feel ashamed, right?
Yes.
And I can proudly sit here and say, I'm fucked up, and it's cool. Yeah. It's all good, all right? Yeah. I'm still growing. But when I wasn't willing to do that 20 years ago,
Yeah.
it was a grind.
Yes.
And then when I finally was like, who cares? All right. I don't know what I'm doing. Well, and even make fun of myself. I always tease you. She tells me I'm impatient. I go, oh, you have no idea. I'm the most impatient.
The most. You guys have no idea.
But the more I own my impatience, the more I become free of it.
Exactly. I agree. And the more you laugh at yourself,
Yes.
the freer you are.
Mock yourself.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Because it's not that serious, guys.
It is the trick. It is.
Which is funny because being in, here and doing this, and that's the reason why I started Coffee with Karla, because the interview has no structure, no nothing. Sometimes I don't even know what we were talking about. I mispronounce the words in English, and
do they know you're Mexican?
Yes, they know I'm Mexican. I hope now they do. But yeah, my goal was to just go with the flow and be in the present and play more. So can you guys tell he's been influencing me a little bit here and there? But yeah, because I was born a perfectionist and I like to be put together and do everything right, and nobody can tell me otherwise. But that creates stress at the end of the day. So I'm happy to not really care about that and enjoy life and have more fun. So the question is, how are we going to have fun once this interview is over?
How much time do we have?
Yeah.
Our dog is waiting for us at home.
True.
Loba.
True. Yeah. She pushes us to play all the time. Ever since we got our puppy Loba, she is fierce and she will not settle until you play with her and give her what she wants. And it's a good reminder that we're meant to be like that.
Great teacher.
Yes. All right. Well, this was amazing.
That's it?
That's it.
We're done?
You want to keep going? Let's keep going. See? He likes this.
Fine. We're just getting started on the Mind Body.
I know. We should definitely do part 2.
We can do a part 2.
If you guys like this episode, let me know in the comments, and we will for sure have Jeff Jordan back here and do a part 2, because I think it would be very helpful. We have so many things to talk about. All right, and to wrap it up, where can people find you?
They can go to makingwarriors.com.
Okay, I will leave you guys with a link so you can check it out and see what Jeff is all about. But thank you guys for watching. This was a lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed your coffee and our little chit chat.
Adios.
Adios.
That's it?
That's it.